billionaire named Harlan Crow. Flying Clarence Thomas all over the world on unreported trips, like an Instagram model, taking Clarence to the Maldives and the beaches and all. Paid for his mama's house, this billionaire. Paid for Clarence Thomas' mama's house. We can all see Clarence Thomas, but he belongs to billionaire Harlan Crow. And that's what an NFT is.
I don't know how I missed that. That was amazing. Roy Woods Jr. Breaking down how bad, how comical, literally comical, Clarence Thomas's corruption has gotten. That was last year's White House Correspondents' Dinner, by the way. It was already so well known that you could just make these amazing jokes about it. And ever since then, I think a lot of people have been wondering, so like, is something gonna happen? Because this surely can't be legal. And unfortunately, surely much of it is actually, because the system has been set up to allow the rich and powerful to do pretty much whatever they want and influence other rich and powerful people, as has happened throughout Clarence Thomas's career. But maybe something might be done about one of the particular instances of corruption. Democrats are now looking into it. And it's one that we've talked about before, but I want to really double down on it in this. They are apparently now trying to get to the bottom of whether Clarence Thomas paid back the principal for a loan of $267,000 that businessman Anthony Welters provided to purchase a luxury recreational vehicle. Welters has said that the loan has since been, quote, satisfied. I love the choice of words, but it's not clear if that means Thomas actually paid back the loan or if it was forgiven. I have no doubt that Anthony Welters is satisfied with what happened. I have no doubt at all. But that does not mean that it was actually paid back. And let's say again, $267,000 for a vehicle, not like a house, huge plot of land, a ranch or a farm. No, it's for his RV, okay? A lot of money, even by the standards of the salary that Supreme Court justices get. Now, Thomas has only said that he, quote, made all payments on a, quote, regular basis until the terms of the agreement were satisfied in full. Again, if you just paid it all off, you'd say that. But he's not saying that, and the businessman who gave the money isn't saying that, so it seems a little bit suspicious. Now, that agreement stipulated that Thomas was to make payments on the 7.5% interest rate for 5 years, and then the principal would come due. The Senate Finance Committee found that Thomas actually only paid back a small portion of the interest, so even the cover story that Thomas provided is not true, and that the principal itself was forgiven by Welters around 2008. And if that is true, if they have good evidence to prove that, that is a massive gift from an American billionaire who very much could have business before the Supreme Court, handing $250,000 possibly, including interest, to a Supreme Court justice. This is 2008, by the way. This isn't like he just got on the court. He's been there for a very long time. He's already had years and years of accepting massive gifts from millionaires and billionaires. And then he gets handed in one go, like the better part of 5 or 6 years salary for a regular person. Oh, you better look into this, Democrats. So Senators Sheldon Whitehouse and Ron Wyden, two on the committee looking at the Senate Finance Committee, they wrote that forgiving that loan would amount to a gift constituting a significant amount of taxable income. And it is, yes, a significant amount of income, but also taxable. And that is where potentially maybe a crime was committed. They say your client's refusal to clarify how the loan was resolved raises serious concerns regarding violations of federal tax laws. Yeah, I don't know what the percentage would be. He's a wealthy guy. I imagine it would be a pretty high percentage. That was tax that was owed years and years ago. And he didn't feel responsible for that. He doesn't feel responsible to much, Clarence Thomas does. But if this is true, then he could potentially be in trouble. And David K. Johnston, often friend of the show, we gotta have back David K. Johnston back on. He said that the RV, in addition to the many vacations and other gifts, would create a significant tax liability, enough so that Thomas could potentially face jail time over if he didn't pay them. And the only question there is whether he would be charged. There's no question that he didn't pay taxes on all of these gifts, these millions of dollars. He literally doesn't have the resources to have done so. He's never given any indication. Even like the vague cover story for how he paid off the RV is way more cover than he's provided on any of the other gifts. We're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxes that theoretically he didn't pay. Now, I don't want everyone to get too excited. It's Clarence Thomas. The Republicans have no interest in investigating. And by the way, the Senate Democrats are the ones that are really like taking the lead on this, but come November, they might not be in charge anymore. So just add this to the stack of stakes for the coming election, is what I would say. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.